Let's bring in some boho forest vibes in my daily journal setup for the week. This is a very unusual color palette for me. I'm a bright colors girly, but if you would like to see how I pull this together, stay tuned. Hello everybody, this is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. This is a very unusual color palette for me, but when Sarah brought this out during the advent calendar sticker sheets used to send us, I knew I had to bring this in, and I also wanted to have a matching spread to my catch-all spread for the week, which is this one you see right here. So let's go over the sheets one by one, and I also have my trusty little gyro cut and the cutting mat, and these came as a full collection between 2 different days, so it was a no-brainer that I wanted to include this for the week. And I have the boxes also, so let's get started. And I do have some fun things. Again, the Dutch doors are what I will be using, and these are the last couple of pages in my journal. If you have not checked that out, this was so fun too. Something quick, simple, and I'm just counting the number of pages I need because this will be the third last spread. I'll be having a fun Christmassy one with elves, and that video should be coming soon. So just counting the number of pages to make sure I have enough things to last me through these last set of days. And let's get started. So these are the stickers I printed with different orientations, and I have a tutorial on my Cricut print and cut stickers series to make sure that you have the step-by-step instructions on how you can do that. It's much easier than you think, and I printed them on a whole sheet of paper so that it will be nice and big, something nice as a statement on the page to use along with the other elements. And you will see, because these girls are exactly symmetrical, and that's one of the key things I like to think of when I do these Dutch doors. And these washi tapes are mostly from Planything, and my code Priya10 earns you 10% off at Planything. She has a good variety of grids and stripes and hexagon patterns, lots of things that you can use throughout the year. And this has to be one of the challenging things I had done this year, but I think I pulled it off pretty well. You will see the end result and know what I mean. And these are also the snowflakes. These are 2 sheets on a page, so they are slightly bigger. So with the printable stickers, you do have the luxury of resizing them, and my tutorial tells you how you can do that. And I'm just layering just one snowflake there, and I'll pull out my gyro cut and the self-healing cutting mat. These tools are all linked below, and I'm trying to keep it as real time as possible because this came together much quicker than I had anticipated. And I'm using the scissors for larger straight lines because gyro cut is more meant for curves and all the intricate designs you have on stickers. So just making sure that I have the cutting mat underneath. I do have tutorial on the gyro cut as well. It's much easier than you think to work with, and you might need a bit of a practice. I show you exactly how the blade works and how you need to hold to make sure that you cut it properly and you use it properly so that you can see how effortlessly it comes through. Do you see that? So just keeping it just the pressure you need for each thickness of paper. This journal is from Archer and Olive, and it's a 160 GSM. It's fairly thick. So you will see that you need quite a bit of pressure to make sure you cut through the paper entirely. And I'm going in with the scissors now to cut all the way through. And that's the first Dutch door done. And I will go and cut around these stickers so that the girl does not have a tape sticking on her face. So this usually is something I do first before I go and make the Dutch door, but there is no harm in doing it the other way around. You see what I mean? So that snowflake is done. And I was just listening to an audiobook and just playing with my stickers. And usually that's how I like to do it, because if I have to talk alongside, I usually do a very bad job. So I try to let this be my time and then come back to do the voiceover later. And I also had my reading journal set up for 2025 just out. If you want to check that out, and it was premiered on December 14th, so the video is out. Please check that out if you are thinking of doing a reading journal setup for next year. I'm having to speed it up, so I picked something that would have some elements sticking out rather than keeping it simple on the right side so that the Dutch door can look a bit more interesting. And I'm deciding to move the sticker a bit more down because I need some more space for elements on the top for the next couple of pages. So just trying to see what other things I can use here just for some more added element there, and something nice and simple to have. And I do not have the exact symmetrical sticker for that candle burning there, but I think I can work with that. So that is our next Dutch door all done. The same process. It is just a matter of picking the elements with not just straight edges, something with a bit more of an element. You see what I mean? Because sometimes you need a bit more pressure than what you think, especially around the curves and the edges and the corners. And that is the next Dutch door done. So how do you like that layer there? And now on to, yeah, I realized that I have one more page before I can bring in the girls. So another fun element coming in, and this will be some nice cute kettle with the snowflake. And this is a very, very, very unusual color palette for me, but this, you see what I mean? You can layer some more under or below the level you've already worked with, just to bring in some more interest to the bottom, because otherwise all the fun elements will be limited to the top part of the page, which may not look that appealing. So we have the next set of pages almost done, and we will lift the washi tape. So that's the next page done, and this will be our last Dutch door. So just making sure that the girls are kind of facing each other, even though not quite, but at least they are looking at the same corners. So just bringing in one last fun element. And this one is from Goat Girl Goodies, the washi tape. I will link the shop. This was one of my favorite washi tapes for some time. And even now I reach for these when you need some other fun things to combine with either the bright stickers or even with the neutral ones, which I hardly use. So that is the last part of the Dutch door all done. So we have all these elements layered now. So let's go back to the symmetrical pages so that we can just have them all ready to go in one stretch. So the next page, and you see what I mean? If you pick these stickers and then do a symmetrical orientation difference, it comes together like a breeze. Do you see what I mean? So that is some of those elements. So between all these sticker sheets, it is really a fun collection, and I was surprised at how I was liking it. And I have to admit that these neutral colors are growing on me. And we have all these trees. I have printed them on, these are two stickers, two sheets on one page, and I have a single sheet on a full page. And I had printed them 4 on a page just so that we can have some nice elements in multiple sizes. You see what I mean? So the boho forest, I have them in multiple sizes. And I also brought in some of these quotes, just one quote from there. And even though I'm not a coffee person, I think it's a nice, I did not realize that I put that down crooked. And I'm using the wood scraps, and they look like nice textured pieces of wood. So it was a nice thing to include, bringing those candles there, just filling up some of that white space. And yeah, it is just a matter of bringing in some of those elements and yet trying to cut some of that excess so that it can just lay there nice and snug against that part. And yeah, bringing in more trees and doing something fun for the other part before I come and do some of these boho ornaments and a wind chime and all those fun components that she has included between all these whimsical mushrooms and the macrum. Again, all these fun ornaments that you would consider part of the boho vibes. And I'm trying to see what other washi tapes I can bring. I did bring in this lace washi. It comes as a set. It is from the washi tape shop, and I think I decided to go with a green. It's like a forest green, something to balance off some of those colors on the right page. And I'm using the ceramic knife to trim off right there. And now comes the smaller trees and the boho forest, just doing a small cluster there, and just to balance out some of the colors. And there are lots of these smaller elements like the snowflakes and some of those cozy winter elements that I will bring. And I'm using some of those smaller elements to sprinkle along the white spaces. And just nothing too symmetrical, but still wanted to bring some of those fun things. And I try to make sure I do not have it exactly at the same height as the adjacent one. And these leaves also. And I will be bringing in that last set of leaves here. And I think we'll have some more of the elements right there. Something cozy, something a bit more fun. And yeah, let's just go around the corners before I forget. And then I realized I should have done that after I put down the washi tape on the page behind, because that's what happens. And this page is fine, but yeah, just going with that space and onto the next symmetrical aspect. So just repeating that washi tape I have going on the page behind there, so that it can be easy, and also I can try and make sure that the washi tapes do not get repeated along the adjacent page, one next to each other. And this will be a nice fun touch, just trying to get those corners rounded again. Sometimes with that thin washi element, it just does not work, so I might have to go back with the scissors and trying to trim off around these elements so that it can be nice and complete with the washi tape layering. And yeah, let me know if you are into these boho vibes, or are you a bright colors girly like me? Or do you see yourself, your tastes and your preferences changing over time? It does happen to me sometimes, and I'm using the Writec pen to kind of write or draw those lines rather, just making sure the ornaments are not floating in mid-air. And I will come and add some clusters now as usual, something to note down some fun things that happened. And I will also come and layer some cozy elements just so that it can all look a bit more nice. And I always like to bring in some quotes there, and I think this was a nice way of bringing something cute in there. And it is, yeah, I'm just skipping the boxes on the thinner pages because it does not make much sense, and I'm using these quotes to layer off that. And let's just layer some trees there, something nice and thin. So that's the advantage when you have stickers in multiple sizes, you see. You can layer them off, you can layer them off boxes or make clusters with some of the elements you already have going on. And some of these are really such fun elements, you might want to use it even in January, right? So if you skip that Merry Christmas ornament or that hanging thing, you can go ahead and use it even in winter, anytime during the winter. So you never know, you might see this pop up even during the winter months. Before we get into spring, you might see these again. You never know. So just trying to build a few more clusters before we wind this up, and just trying to make sure that I get that straight, which is sometimes a problem because sometimes the stickers just don't want to lay down straight. So let's hang a couple of those ornaments, and I will go ahead and add the strings later. And this is again cute set of mugs and adorable deco items. So using some of the scraps again, just trying to make sure that we have some interest going on because this is the last page. And let me know how you like these and which is your favorite component in here. Is it the girls, or is it the boho trees, or is it the ornaments, or is it everything combined? And please find all the tutorials I mentioned, including all the videos other than not just the tutorials. It will be linked in the description. So please let me know if you have any further questions after you have checked out the tutorial, including the one for the print and cut stickers, and also for the gyro cut, for very easy, fun cutting projects like these. And please come follow me on Instagram. I will have all the information down in the description. And please check out the shops. The code for Martina Sticker Company Priya25, where all these codes are from, will be valid until December 23rd, when the shop closes for the year and the new rep team takes charge in Jan. So your support is greatly appreciated. if you decide to use and shop through my links and codes down in the description. Everything is below for you to check out. It's a lovely community, as I said, and please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification if you haven't already. You will have lots of creative content coming. My journal setups are all happening back to back, and I hope you have a great holiday season and a wonderful start to 2025. And I will catch you in my next one. Bye.